morning, folks. Home Handyman here. Getting back to answering some questions on the forum, and you'll see above me I have a selection of wire wheels from Harbor Freight. And somebody made the comment like, hey, can you talk to us a little bit about wire wheels and what kind of grinders you use? So let's talk about the wire wheels first, and then we'll talk about the grinders. These are a selection from Harbor Freight of the wire wheels that they sell. I don't buy them from Harbor Freight. All wire wheels have the potential for little threads of steel to come shooting off of there, and it's like throwing darts at a dartboard, and they'll hit your skin and stick into them. So obviously the first thing you want to do is always wear safety glasses of some sort. The other thing is, like I said, this is not my first selection. I'll put up a picture in a little bit. I buy a lot of them off of Amazon, sometimes from Home Depot and Lowe's. I usually go with the name brand stuff. You got Dewalt, Mikita. The windings, or however they put them together on the wheels, tends to be a lot better and a lot stronger. They still have the potential to come off, but I've used these ones from Harbor Freight in the past, and these things fly off of there like right and left when I'm using them. So they're not that secure on the wheels, so I try to stay away from them. And you'll see on the top row up here, you got these packs, and they look like a good deal for $5, and they will do the job if you've got one or two or three or four projects or whatever. I'm not saying they won't do it, they will, but they're not the best made. And the ones that I've gotten from, and you throw them away in a short period of time after a handful of projects. The ones that I get from, that are made by Dewalt, or they're made by Mikita, or there's Fournet, and there's a Fournet makes an excellent one. They're in a lot of welding shops, Air Gas, and a lot of these places. And I bought them from there too, and those are excellent. And I still have them, and I still use them. They're not throwaways like a lot of these are, like you see here on the racks. You can see up here, you got the spiraled, braided ones, and, and they're just not that good, but they will do the work. So if you just don't have the money, I guess go ahead and buy them, but I opt for the better wheels, I guess, because the longevity is huge compared to these, and some of them I've had for years, and I'm still using them just as effectively as I did in the beginning. Let me answer some of the questions on the forum, and then we'll go to some different pictures that I have, and I'll make some comments on grinders, and we can go from there. Now, the first one is like, hey, can you tell us what is your favorite wheel that you use when you set up, for grinding steel or anything like that? Well, I use the cupped ones a lot. And then I use, like you see in the picture right here, I use these braided ones that are just straight wheels, again, from good manufacturers. Now, I like those because you can get into angles. Like if you have a piece of steel that's like this, you can get into this angle right here really easy with these. So those are like my two favorite. I use the cup one a lot, especially if you're weld prepping steel. It's fast, it's easy. You use them, well, I use them either just absolutely flat, or I might tilt it just a little bit to get into those angles, and it works fantastic. And like I said, I haven't had any problems with them at all. Brass, yeah, I use brass ones. I do some restoration stuff like on vices, and I have an old colonial, I call it a bell or whatever, and the thing was rusted to crap. And so the brass ones actually work the best. They don't mar the casting or anything like that. Or, if you have another use for brass on automotive stuff, you can do that too. Yeah, I use it on wood, on some of my wood signs. If you go with the grain on the wood and you're using these wire wheels, it will take out some of the grain, and then it leaves some of it, and it gives it a really nice effect, especially if you're trying to antique, the piece of wood or something. And it's real fast. You can use these on your angle grinder, and you can use them on a drill. You could put these into a cordless drill or a corded drill too, and they work the same. You're just going to get a hell of a lot more power out of those angle grinders. Can you cut other materials? Well, that's an angle grinder question, so yes, you can. This primarily that I'm talking about relates to these wire wheels. Again, I would go in a little bit of extra money, get the better quality wheels. They will outlast these 10 over, okay, without a doubt. But these will get you through a project or a job if you have it at home and Say, hey, I'm only going to use it a handful of times, and go ahead and grab these, but make sure you wear a face shield or eyeglasses. And it doesn't matter whether you got the good quality ones or these, which are a much less quality. You don't want this stuff flying off and hitting you in the face. Okay, let me change up the picture and we'll talk about the angle grinders. One moment. Okay, we're switching on over to this Harbor Freight ad, and you can see above you have the Hercules on the left, and it goes down the line here. Now, the question is can you comment on these angle grinders? Well, they're all usable. Okay, now if you take a look at the Chicago ones, they're the ones in the middle right here. For a moment, let's talk about those. You know, they're okay. I mean, you got 4.5-inch and 6-inch grinders. They heat up easy and they make a lot of noise, and the amperage, I think they're about 6 amp, I think at best. Some of them are even, less, but I don't think the quality is what it should be here. So I've always used Dewalt. I have a Mikita, I have a Milwaukee, and those are all fantastic grinders. Now I have a friend, he buys a lot of stuff from Harbor Freight, and he has these, and they do work for the job, and I don't know, I just don't like them. I really don't. You can tell that by holding them, they're cheaply made, they're loud. They're louder than, my Makita or the Dewalt or any of those. They will do the job. They're just not that great of a grinder, but you get what you pay for. I mean, take a look below at the price. Now, what Harbor Freight's done recently, if you take a look over that way, you can see the Hercules. Hercules is Harbor Freight's way of stepping up their game. They want to improve their quality and their image, so they came out with this Hercules brand. A friend of mine bought one. I was actually really surprised. I mean, use your discount coupons if you want a better deal on it, but these are great angle grinders. They actually are 7 amp. They come with a bag, and they come with an additional set of brushes. And the cool thing about it is a friend of mine's got them, and we played around with it. They're actually spring loaded, which is real good quality when you're having to replace the brushes. Now, if you use those up and you were still looking for them, eBay even has them. You can search Amazon, and I'm sure finding brushes for this Hercules wouldn't be hard. This is a fantastic little thing. I'm surprised at the molded casing and everything else when I was holding it. It does feel like you're holding a good quality tool. I used it. I would buy it. I don't own one right now, but this friend of mine does, and it's a fantastic little grinder. This thing, we were playing around. We cut a brick, we cut concrete, we cut steel. It doesn't bog down. It's a damn good angle grinder. I mean, really. What I did really like on this is some of them have a paddle switch, which I really like the paddle switch. I've got one on my Milwaukee. And some of the DeWalts, I've got the old, little rocker switch on the side. It's okay, and I'm used to it, so it's not a big deal. But it's nice to see that they up the quality in these tools. The question is, where is it made? It's made in China, but pretty damn good for something coming out of China. I mean, seriously. And at Harbor Freight, they have these on display. You can actually hold them, look at them before you buy them, and open up the box. And they're just an all-around. It's a damn good grinder. I'm really surprised at the quality that they're now beginning to have at Harbor Freight. And one of the last things I would tell you that I noted on this, it comes with a really good power cord. It's nice thick. It's not one of the cheap ones that's on some of these lower end Chicago's. This is a good tool. I mean, no doubt if I needed one, I'd use one of my coupons. I'd go get one. I mean, for $40 plus you get that discount. If you're on the Insider Track Club, I guess you could get it cheaper also. I give this thing a 2 thumbs up. I mean, I think Harbor Freight is stepping up their game and raising the bar. It's a good tool. It really is. I don't have anything else much to say about it. I'm going to show you one more picture, make a couple of comments, and we'll end the video. I like to try to keep them short and directly to the point. So give me just a sec. Okay, I took this off of a Harbor Freight ad, but you can check it out yourself. Go online, go to Harbor Freight, find this item. It's right there. It's 62556. It's got 95 reviews, 4.5 stars. It may not be as perfectly made as that Milwaukee or that DeWalt. It's far better than the Chicago electric ones, and I would rather spend the money on this than those. So spend the other $15, $20. You're not going to be disappointed. It's a damn good little grinder. That's my review. That's my comments. This is the Home Handyman. I hope you folks have a good day, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.